Hey, welcome everyone. Today we're gonna keep talking about WhatsApp. The last class was about how to connect it. If you still have questions about how to connect it, remember that every Friday we have a live Q&A. I think it's 10 a.m. For English and 11 a.m. for Spanish. So be sure to check that out on your time zone on store.chatbotbuilder.ai. There we have the calendar and you can transform or translate those to your time zone. So today, what we're going to talk is about those things that are special within WhatsApp. So we have already noticed that there are things that I can do on Messenger, but I cannot do on Instagram, or that I can do on WhatsApp, but I cannot do on Messenger, or I can do in Messenger, but not on web chat, and so on, so on. There are channels like, let's give an example. SMS won't allow you to use buttons because they cannot click on an SMS unless a URL. So those tiny details, or like on a couch, you cannot have the buttons like that because they cannot click. That kind of details we're going to talk today on the side of WhatsApp. So let me share my screen. So just as a reminder, we already connected WhatsApp. It's already here. We have the option to manage a lot of things. So I'm going to get started from this point, from you already have it connected. The next thing you're going to do is go to flows. And what we're going to explore here is all of those tiny things that you can only do on WhatsApp. Okay. So the first thing you're gonna notice, and this is something that you have done a ton of times, I'm sure, is that by default, a new flow will come as omni-channel. Notice that below you will have an icon for all of the channels that are currently supported by the omni-channel, meaning all of the ones you have connected. By default, you will have the web chat, but depending on what you have add, it's going to display here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is change this one to WhatsApp. Why am I changing it to WhatsApp? Because this way I can see things that are only available for WhatsApp and I will not see those that I cannot use. So just to give a contrast, I'm gonna get another one here and I'm gonna show you first what we have here. You will notice that we still have text, image, cards. We don't have, like in here, we don't have the carousel. That's the first one that we're gonna notice that it's different. So I cannot use carousel. If you're using any carousel or all on any WhatsApp message, it's just not going to send. So it's not that you did something wrong, it's just that WhatsApp doesn't support. So again, we have cards, we have the get user data, where it's the same. We can upload video. The version or the substitution for a carousel in this case will be the option list. We're going to talk about this one. Template messages, we're going to talk about this as well. But basically, these template messages means that Meta has to pre-approve the messages that you're going to send when it comes to something that is going to be outside the 24-hour window. So we're going to talk in detail about this one. We have the typing. We can send files, either audio or any other. We do have actions, just like in the other ones. But in here, you will notice that we also have WhatsApp flows. We have catalogs and products and location. And these four last ones are very specific for the WhatsApp. So the catalog and the products will not be the same as collections that we might find in here, these ones. If you don't see collections right now on your omni channels, that means that you don't have any product on e-commerce just yet. So just add one and you will be able to see collections for omni channels. And when it comes to WhatsApp, whenever you have something already connected to the actual Meta catalog, it's going to be located here and on the catalog or on the products. So let's get started with the first thing that is different, the option list. So the option list is going to be basically this one, like where it is, when we are talking about multiple option. Okay, it's going to be similar to that. What do I mean with this? In here, what we're gonna have is we have a title. You see, I don't have options for below because the options for below are here. So in here, you're gonna say options. And click on continue. Here I have option 1, let's keep it the names. And you will notice that we have this little ball here. That means that I can send to somewhere else. Okay. Why do we have option list? Well, WhatsApp doesn't allow the quick replies and only allows three. Let's show you these ones. I'm so visual, so I need. You can only have three. Okay. But in the options, you could have, I think it's up to 10. Let me check if we have a limit. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we have 10. So this will be the similar to the quick replies. On Messenger and Instagram, we do have that's those options. Let me show you what do I mean with quick replies. These ones. We also have up to 10. This will disappear as soon as you choose something, and it's going to send you to the path that you have selected. In here, it's not that it's going to disappear because it's already like in the clickable option in the top where it says options, but it's going to send you to a specific path. So this one is amazing when you need to replace the quick replies that you have in your building, or if you want to have like a menu, like let's check locations, like check for the phone number or support, sales, that kind of details that you want to have as options. This is amazing for that one. So before I move to the next one, do we have questions here?
No, that's fine.
Okay, perfect. So that was one. And what I'm gonna do
I'm
is,
sorry, I have a
yeah,
question.
yes, go ahead.
Is this only for WhatsApp? But this can work on omni-channel as well, right?
Okay, what you're doing is an omni-channel, and for example, if I have a message and the message is, because we're an AI, let's say that we have my generating my response and I have my text and I have here
Mhm.
the output, omni-channel will work perfectly on all of the channels. Right now, what we're seeing on this class is all those things that you can only use on WhatsApp. If I check here, I don't have the list. You see,
Oh, yeah.
because this
Okay.
is WhatsApp, I do have the option to use the option list. Okay, because
Okay,
I do
amazing.
have the gallery. Something that I do have in here but wouldn't render, this one will not work, is a carousel. If in here I have more than one card, it's not going to work on WhatsApp. WhatsApp do not support these ones.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
No, don't worry. So let's open a new one where we're gonna do as well the WhatsApp, and let's go on order so I don't get lost and I don't like skip any. The next one that we have that is specific for WhatsApp is a template message. In here, what we need to understand, what does this mean? The template message will be something that you already submit to Meta for them to pre-approve. It can do have dynamic values, so don't get worried about that. You can have like placeholders like, hey, name, how are you? You were searching for support, date, or on in the date you get it, and we already have a response. Please let me know when you have time for us to chat about it. And you have already a template that Meta are already approved. And whenever someone requested support from you and it took you more than 24 hours to respond to them because that was the time frame, then you can send out this template message with all those let me show here, with all those dynamic values. You see, I have the one here and I could choose that I'm going to use the first name. So it's going to say, look like the options you have for you. In this case, Wendy, take advantage of this limited time offer. You see? And we have the option to see, okay, if it's sent, we can do this, maybe a tag or a conversion event if that's something that we're tracking. And if it failed, maybe I can change to an SMS, or I can send an admin notification, or maybe send out the details to a spreadsheet so I can later check on who missed this and why, and I can do something about it. So the template message do have a cost, not from us. ChatbotBuilder will never charge you for these ones, but Meta does charge you. And you need to be aware of this, especially for broadcasting, because when you're doing like a bulk, it can be significant. I'm talking like in Mexico, maybe sending 10K of this, like marketing kind of, will be around $200, $300 to send the 10K. So that's something that will vary. Still, this is money that goes directly to Meta, and you deal with Meta with that money. So for that to be clear, let me show you on the actual settings for that. Okay, uh, if you go to settings, and you go to channels, you go to WhatsApp, you see that you have the option to disconnect and you have the option to manage. If I click on manage, you will notice that it's going to load my details and it's going to give me useful links that is basically like your catalog of where to go to do stuff. Example, the analytics, the payment methods, the payment history, all of these, if you notice here in on the corner, it's taken to business.facebook.com, meaning it's with Meta specifically. It doesn't come with us. And why is this important? Another platforms will work on a wallet basis. And it means you give the platform money and the platform is going to keep it. And then it's going to pay Meta as they go. You know, whenever you're spending, it's going to send the money there. But that means that there is around a 5% of overprice because of the money movement and the commissions that they need to pay, the fees they need to pay to move the money. So it's going to be around the 5 to the 7% more expensive for those who doesn't keep anything. There will be another platform that will also add some um, extra pricing to make a profit of it from this. On Chatbot Builder is direct. Okay, so here is what you're gonna click, and if you want to go check your payment methods, it's going to open on business.facebook.com. You can also manage it directly from Facebook. You will notice that on your under WhatsApp Business Manager, you will find all the details as well as your payment history. So we're gonna have a specific class about pricing, so I'm not going to touch any details about how much in specific or where you're gonna find the pricing. So the thing that is important here is you have templates, and these are available for you to send outside the 24 hours, meaning that you can have a drip campaign that goes like daily or goes weekly, and you can send out this information or any information that you have pre-approved. How can I get a new template if I don't have any or if I want to add another one? Well, again, settings, channels, WhatsApp, and if I go to template messages, you will see that I have a list. I can click to synchronize if I already have added new or have made any updates. But if I want to create or want to add more, I need to click on manage. Again, it's going to send you to business.facebook.com and it's going to be directly with Meta. Um, Something that you will notice is that there are different categories: utility, authentication, and marketing. Each of these will have its own pricing, and we're talking about fraction of a cent maybe for some countries per message. So don't get scared about that one. We're gonna talk more about that. But the other thing that you're gonna notice is that they have status. Meta can tell you that something is not approved, and it's going to tell you why. You won't be able to use anything that is not approved. If it's still under review, you can only send a couple as a test, but you won't be able to do a broadcast about this one. Questions about templates before I move to the next one? So I'm going to open a new tab because I need to show you where will you be sending those broadcasts if you were wanting to. And here it is. You click on broadcast, that easy. And maybe you just click here on send and let me check. You see you have the option to click on WhatsApp and you're going to set either to all of those who are still within the 24 hours or for those that you want to segment no matter if they are within the 24 hours or not, and you have to choose a flow. The flow in this case will have this, like this is going to be the flow, just the template message and whatever options you want to send next. I do strongly recommend for you to add in these templates some message that invite them to reply, either to tell you no thank you or to tell you that they want to learn more. Why? Because you're opening that 24-hour window and that will be amazing for your follow-up. So let's imagine that this is the one. I can choose where to send and I can do some targeting selections with conditions. Okay, so that's like the introduction for how to broadcast. So next one, and notice that I'm like trying to separate them per option so we don't get confused. So again, I'm gonna go to WhatsApp, and the next one that it's unique. This one, it's the WhatsApp flows. What is the WhatsApp flow, you might ask? Okay, so this one, what you're gonna have is, how can I explain this? WhatsApp builds something so you can do more beautiful things within WhatsApp, and you will have to create it with them and then select it here. So let's go back to settings, channels, WhatsApp, and you have here WhatsApp flows. So I'm gonna click on manage, so it takes me to Meta and show you a little bit more about this one. Let's just hope it's not asking me for my verification, because that's gonna be slow. Okay, perfect. So I have one here. Let me see if it's trying to get inside. Okay. Okay, Leonardo is here. Perfect. So if I click on create a flow, you're gonna see that we have a lot of options, and you have the default, you have to register for an event that is basically a form. You have the get feedback where you can be a survey, a sign up, maybe a quiz. This is amazing for the support one. I love it because it's like you can request all the information for the ticket and for them to select what's going on. You have the update preferences, and this one also is amazing if you have drip campaigns or you have tags for just for them to subscribe to any notifications. You could tell it, okay, select which ones you want to get, and from here you can select the tag that you're going to add to the user, so the user can receive or not receive a new broadcasts or new messages about new products, new events, changes in my subscription, special offers, blah, blah, blah. And you can see that there's an option, a difference between like doing it with endpoint and without endpoint. I don't want to go deep with this because it's usually super tricky for those who have never done it. But basically, this it's going to be a little bit deeper. It's going to be more, if you have any knowledge about API, it's going to be like quite simple for you to work. So I recommend, if you're getting started, use without an endpoint. And let's say this one. Okay, you're gonna have to choose no, that's gonna do sign up, and you have to choose a category. From here you can choose which one you want, and you need to add the uh, event. You click on create, and it's going to take a little while thinking, and it's going to present to you a JSON. Don't get scared about the JSON. You can change information here. If you have never used JSON or API in your life, just uh, just notice how you have in green the details that you could be changing in here, but basically you don't need to change anything. In here you can change the next live training, and you can change more details that will be changing in whatever the user is going to see. So whenever you finish, you're gonna click on save, and then it's going to ask you to publish. Let's see, and it's taking its time. Sorry, you see I already updated with whatever change I did in here. You could add more stuff. If you want to learn more about how to do this, I recommend for you to learn a little bit more about JSON. But any you don't need any more difficult stuff to learn. Okay, so you can see it's pretty simple, and what we're gonna do is, once it's saved, I think it's asking me to yeah, here it is. Let's publish, and if I go back here, you see I only have test, but maybe if I refresh the other option, let me see the chat. So let me see if I already populated or if I need to go. Yeah, I need to go here and synchronize. Now I have event. Okay, Notice how all these custom fields or these spaces where I have the form will have now an option for me to tell, okay, where am I going to save this information? Example, first name, where I'm going to save it in first name. Last name, I'm going to save it in last name. And email, obviously an email. Maybe I'm asking for the phone number, maybe I'm asking for something else. But if you notice also in this one, I gave them a choice. I don't remember where, but let's imagine that I have a choice. And here I'm gonna save it as an input. Click on save and let me change the name. Register. Okay, perfect. Whenever they have finished, let's say that click here to register to the next event. Whenever they finish this, you can send out another message, something like, thank you. First name, because now I have the first name. See you at the training. Does this make sense? While someone gets brave enough to tell me if they have questions, I want you to notice that this one, because it's only text and I don't have anything else, I could keep it as omnichannel and it won't affect, or I can change it to WhatsApp just to keep like everything with the theme. So questions about WhatsApp flows. Okay, I will take that as we don't have questions. Perfect. The next one. Oh, sorry. WhatsApp in now. Catalogs and product will look very alike. Okay, this one is not going to let me change anything because it's going to send all of them. But in here, I can choose the products. Now, this is something that I need you to be very aware of. Look the options that I have. I have products 1 to 4, and I have these comfortable shoes. If I go to e-commerce, you will notice that I can synchronize with the products, but if I go here on settings and I go to the full e-commerce store that I have within the options that Chatbot Builder, I'm sorry, it's in marketing, with the Chatbot Builder options, you will notice here in e-commerce that I have more products. Now, the only ones that are going to be sent out to the user via WhatsApp are going to be the ones in the WhatsApp catalog for products. Does that make sense? Is that one clear, or am I confusing you? Because I have more products here, but you can see that they are not an option. The only ones that are an option are the ones that are coming from the meta catalog. I could add more here, but basically those are my options. And the catalog is going to send all of them like with a click, and you can send a message. So the final one that we have that it's different from the others is the location. So location is going to allow me to send, let's say, I don't know, like my store in LA, my store in New York, or at our office in Mexico City, blah, blah, blah. I can give the address, like the one that a human can read, and we're gonna give the latitude and longitude as like a computer can read. So this is going to render the map. Something that you can notice in here is that you can either use account fields. If you have never used account fields, it's an amazing thing to do. Why? Because account fields are uh, ruling them all of the boats. If I talk about the first name, for example, this first name, it's only the users. But if I'm using the company name and I'm using that as an account field, that means that all of the bots have the same information in that field. Let me show you about that one, just super quick. That will be on flows, custom fields, and all the way down, you will see in here that I can have account fields. So for this one, I could have already the latitude, the longitude, the address, the name, and I could be like selecting which one I'm going to use. The other thing that is amazing about this one is that I can change here a value. And now on all of the bots, all of the, well, not all of the bots, all of the users inside this bot will have the new value for this one. Example, I have a chatbot that does have the office phone number, and when the user says, I want to call you, they get the option to see the phone number and a clickable option for them to call now. But in this day, the phone office is down, so we are redirecting everyone to the owner's cell phone. So I can change this one for the cell phone today, and next day, whenever it's fixed, I can change back to the office phone number, and everybody will have the option up to date. Okay, so that was just like a little introduction of that one for those who are new for this. And the other thing is, if let's imagine that you have an you're on real estate and you have a database where you can do either via Google Sheets retrieve all these details or via API request, you can select those. Let me see if I have. No, I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't have those copies here. But you can have like the longitude, the latitude, the address, and the name coming from an API, or coming from a spreadsheet, or coming from any other kind of database. So questions about location, product, or catalog. Leo, Tonima, Masab.
I'm good.
All good. Thanks.
Amazing. So basically, those are the different things that you only can do on WhatsApp. Now, and just to close, things that won't work on, things that won't work on WhatsApp. We talked about the carousel. This won't work at WhatsApp. We talk about the collections. These won't work there. But also something that won't work and many forget about is emojis on the buttons. It won't work. Okay, so basically those are the three things that you cannot do on WhatsApp. And what else? What else? What I think that's, yeah, we covered all of them. Questions, comments, challenges you have been facing. Do you use WhatsApp for your business? No questions. Either I'm an amazing teacher or none of you use WhatsApp and you have no questions.
I mean, I don't have a question. I have a comment.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
use. I'm very new to Chat Builder. I've signed up like 5 days ago, and the
Okay.
amount of information that I ate is crazy. But I use the Omni channel, and from there I use the WhatsApp. What I'm learning now is very, very, very new. I just use the Omni channel. I use OpenAI, so this is really interesting to see.
Perfect. You can, if you're doing that, you can keep that way because it's going to work and it's going to be amazing. Let's imagine that you then have, I don't know, you have a product that you want to send. You can use a function to trigger a flow that only contains the sending the product. That's where you're
Right.
gonna need this one. Or you have a function because there's an event that you want people to register to, and you're going to trigger this one. Or maybe you need to follow up to someone that was a good lead, but you were not able to close it. Or maybe they book an appointment with you because you did a great job with your chatbot, and you need to send out a reminder like, hey, we have an appointment on this date, and this is going to be the URL you need to use. Be ready. You know, this is where you send it.
Right.
Another option that I have told people to consider, let's imagine a spa where you're going to get a facial or something in your face. Maybe, because I have never gone to those, maybe you need, as the owner, you to say, okay, I have this appointment with this client who is new. I need to provide a video on how to wash your face before you come here because I need it clean, or how to
Mhm.
get ready to get this appointment, how to download Zoom or how to log in into Zoom, a mini video training that is hosted on YouTube. You can send
Mm.
out those to your clients so they are ready to see to join you on a call, because I have seen people getting in trouble because they are amazing at booking the appointments, but turns out that their segment is not that techy. So whenever is the appointment date, they're like, what is Zoom? I don't have that app. I don't know what to do now. So you can like in advance tell them what to do.
Yes.
Amazing. So if we don't have more questions, what I'm gonna do
Thank
is,
you.
no, don't worry. That's why we're here. So the next classes that we have this month they're all on Tuesday will be the pricing, so you know how much to expect to spend, and we're gonna have ads to WhatsApp. Okay, but we're gonna see all the options that you can run advertising on social media to send them back to your chatbot on WhatsApp. On the pricing side and the ads is going to be like some connection, because maybe some of you don't know, but there are some, because WhatsApp has some price, or you have to charge it for some. There also have some free options. So we're gonna explore those, and we're gonna explore those in the ads.